everyone, I'm Megan Lee, and welcome to the Noob Reviews. Today we're going to go through 3 comic books that I've read, continuation of 2 of our storylines, Pryde and Wolverine, and Spider-Woman. But I also jumped into Robin, and the art here is pretty good. I didn't mind it at all, and I didn't mind the storyline either. This is Robin. This is issue 14, and it's called Big City Bomber. This is from February 1995. Stories by Chuck Dixon. Tom Grummett did pencils, and Ray Krissing did inks. So I didn't mind it. I wasn't crazy about it. I am, when it comes to the 1990s, early 2000s, I get kind of iffy about what I like, right? That's when things were starting to change. But that's fine. We get to meet up the KG Beast again. I've met the KG Beast with Batman in that 4-part miniseries when Batman was in Russia. So Russia has come to Batman now. And the KG Beast obviously just wants to blow everybody to smithereens again. He wants to blow up Gotham, take over Gotham, but there's other Russians here that Batman is involved with who want to take over. They don't actually, it's Romana. Romana, what's her name? Yes, Romana, who is the leader of a Spetsnaz kill squad. So she and Batman are not really hitting it off that well. KG Beast wants Batman, but he'll take Robin. And here's something I didn't know about Robin. He will not use guns. He'll use a weapon like a staff. He'll beat you up. Hand-to-hand combat is his thing, but he will not use a gun. And I did not know that about Batman. I didn't know that about Robin. Pardon me. I don't know Robin's story. I don't know his background. I don't know a lot about him. I'm just jumping in blind into Robin because this is what I have right now. These are given to me. So I have 14, 15, 16, 17, I believe. But I don't know Robin's history. He hasn't really been someone that piqued my interest or stood out to me. And even from this, like, I'm interested in his backstory and what makes him who he is. But I don't think I'm a Robin fan, per se. Because even in here, he can't really do much. And he literally says it to himself. He says it out loud. All I can do is wait for Batman. So he is very dependent on Batman. Obviously, he's his protege, etc., but still quite dependent on Batman. I mean, Robin saves this guy's life. He knows CPR. He seems very muscular, you know? But, like, he refuses to use a gun. And honestly, without Batman, like, in the end, there's not a lot of Batman in here, but in the end, it's Batman that saves the day. Also, does someone want to tell me how old Robin is? He looks so small compared to Batman. He really does. KG Beast just tosses this bomb. It's so small, but it's like a nuclear type bomb. Like, it's gonna destroy the whole city. And then Romana, who is there, is not. She's not going to be able to take over. She's going to have nothing to take over. I don't know if those two are working together or KG Beast is completely rogue. I feel like he's completely rogue. Again, I kind of stepped into this storyline partway through. I don't mind the 1990s comics. The thing is, unlike the ones from the 70s, 80s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, where they're like mid-comic, they'll give you a hint. If they mention something from a previous storyline, they will say from issue number whatever, right? And they've stopped doing that. So they don't do that in this one. Even though it feels like there's a reference here or there, they don't explain the reference. And I wish they did that. You know? And because it can be a reminder of, oh yeah, I did read that one. Or, oh, I need to get that one. Or whatever. But they don't reference previous issues. It's unfortunate. It would help me and my little brain understand what's going on just a little better. But whatever. So I didn't mind this. I shouldn't, like, maybe I'm just being a little harsh on poor Robin here. Not impressed by him. But I have 3 more issues to read through and see how I like him. We shall see. The next one looks pretty cool. He's got a glider. That's kind of fun. Anyways, we shall see. We shall see what Robin is up to next. I shall learn. First foray into Robin, so there it is. Not super positive, I guess, but not like negative. Just not used to that type of character, you know. I definitely am drawn to those very masculine alpha characters for sure. I don't feel like Robin is total alpha. At least in this story arc. But it's, again, the first one I've read. Alrighty. Moving on. We have Spider-Woman. Do you remember this? This was a while ago. I'm recording, right? Yeah, okay. Woo! And we're guest starring Spider-Man. So this is exciting. Spider-Woman. So it was a while ago. Stan Lee presents the mysterious Spider-Woman, and this is a Jessica Drew Spider-Woman. Her father injected her with a serum of spider blood, cured her of a fatal disease, and changed her life completely, so that Scotty should not die. Here's a recap. Captured by the Enforcer and his henchmen and imprisoned in their abandoned warehouse hideout, the Spider-Woman had broken free of her bonds and was on the verge of apprehending the villains, when suddenly, without warning, wheelchair-bound criminologist Scotty McDowell, her crime-fighting ally, came crashing through the front door in a valiant, albeit reckless, attempt to rescue her, only to be brutally cut down by a toxic dart fired by the diabolical Enforcer. So, here we are, That Scotty Should Not Die, written by Michael Fleischer, penciling by Stephen Leloha, and inking by Michael Esposito. I said that name right. Yeah. So basically, Buddy here, he has not been helpful. Essentially, he's made her job harder and put himself in danger. I do like this next page. Look at the action on this next page. She's like lashing out at everybody. This is some serious good action. I love this page. So the Enforcer has all these fancy darts. Different poisonous darts that have different awful side effects. And this side effect, basically, so that Scotty doesn't die, doesn't like combust, essentially, just combust, he has to be put into a freezer. And what Spider-Woman does is she and the Enforcer, they come to this agreement, they make a deal. He has the antidote. The Enforcer has the antidote to all his different poison darts. And they negotiate. Enforcer wants to retire. He wants to retire as a millionaire. So he needs Spider-Woman's help to rob banks and museums, etc., so that he can retire happily. And he also has hopes for he and Spider-Woman, which are totally not going to happen, obviously, because she slaps him. Now, do you remember the newspaper dude? So he really wanted, this journalist, he really wanted to have full story coverage of Spider-Woman ahead of all other newspapers. So he's got the Enforcer bugged, actually. And he knows exactly where the Enforcer is going to be, and thus Spider-Woman, anytime they make plans. Sneaky, and so that he can make money. Oh, this is so funny. So where they're going is to this weird hippie convention, and they really make fun. It's like this weird new agey thing. So this is this young person, I guess. He is some sort of a disciple, a spiritually perfect Master Maharishi Parata. It's just Listen to this, what he says. As I have told you on countless occasions, my children, over-reliance on the materialistic aspect of our ephemeral earthly existence is the very antithesis of the inner peace so essential to spiritual enlightenment. So, my children, as my disciples pass among you with their collection baskets to help ease this oppressive materialistic burden. He's just going on and on and on about the oppression of materialistic things while sitting on a bejeweled throne. Wow. Okay. Ridiculous. And this, like, throughout this, as the Enforcer and Spider-Woman are hiding and the catwalk, they're kind of making fun of this new agey hippie Hollywood type dude, and it just amused me because they weren't afraid to do that back in the, what was this, 1980? Yeah, in the 1980s. Weren't hippie, weird, cult-like, new agey crap. Let's make fun of it. So that was amusing to me. They have every 2 pages, they have 2 pages of ads in this. So it was like 2 pages, 2 pages of ads. 2 pages of comics, 2 pages of ads. They set fire to curtains. New agey people run, but in the crowd obviously have been planted already. TV crew, journalists. The only person who is suspicious is a detective, captain of detectives, Alexander Whalen, who has noticed that the only newspaper to get any coverage or first coverage of Spider-Woman, and very detailed at that, every time without fail, is the one specific paper, right? He's going to go to the Courier and he's going to figure it out. And this is a smooth talking, Mr. Dockery is a smooth talking dude. You have to be, I guess, to be in journalism. Smooth talker. Oh, look. The first time where there's only 1 page of ads. They make a deal. He makes a deal with the detective. He tells the detective, I can't tell you my sources, but I can tell you where we're going to be next, and you can set up your police officers, and you can catch the Enforcer and Spider-Woman, la-di-da-di-da. Good luck with that. Enforcer actually gets caught in a net because he has a bulletproof suit. So, like, you can shoot at him, nothing happens. But the net catches him. Spider-Woman actually saves the Enforcer, who has been her enemy up till now, because she needs him for the antidote to save Scotty. In the midst of all this, we have Spider-Man, who is watching this all on the news, and he has to come and figure out for himself if Spider-Woman is actually a criminal. Puts on the Spidey suit, makes his way to Spider-Woman. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see Spider-Woman and Spider-Man meet. And I don't know if there's like going to be this epic battle because she's still trying to get the antidote. I feel like they're going to do at least one battle between Spider-Woman and Spider-Man before they figure out, like, this is the only thing she can do to save her friend. I don't know. I'm going to see what happens. I'm kind of excited. The next issue, I've got it ordered. Dun, dun, dun. It was like $5. It is next issue. Oh, it doesn't. Yes, War of the Arachnids. Oh, duh. They're totally going to. Yeah, stupid. And they're gonna battle it out. The two of them are gonna have at least one epic battle. But I love how on the front it says guest starring the Amazing Spider-Man, and they're not even together. He literally just kind of shows up on the last page, just he himself, having read about this in a newspaper and making his way there. I mean, I guess he's still guest starring? I don't know. I feel that's just pushing it a bit. But I'm super excited for these two to meet. Very, very excited. That's going to be fun. So, yeah. We're going to continue that little story arc for a bit until it ends. And, of course, my favorite. I'm still checking to see if I'm recording. The very last one. Not the last one. This is number 4. Kitty Pryde. Wolverine. So, I press record. Now I'm moving the mouse so I don't bump it, and so it is not hovering over the stop record button like it was the past 2 times. But at least anyway, it was only like 6 minutes, so whatever. Where are we? Kitty Pryde and Wolverine. Kitty Pryde has followed her father to Japan, who she found out she thought he was just being blackmailed, but it was like blackmail, but he was allowing himself to be blackmailed. And then she got involved, and then he allowed her to be kidnapped and used. She had her mind and soul, body taken over by this demon. And apparently it was only a week-long process. But in the last issue where she went through all of her intense training, or it seemed like it, right, to become a ninja, this weird demon ninja, controlled by a demon, it was only a week-long process. But if a demon is controlling you, I guess you actually don't need to train for much longer than a week. So, anyway, that helped me figure out the timeline. But here we are. Stan Lee presents Rebirth. Chris Claremont is the writer. Glennis Wayne is the colorist. And Alan Milgram is the artist. And Yukio is kind of saving the day right now. She's got everybody in the car. She has got Logan, Kitty Pryde, and Kitty's father. Logan is currently dying in the back seat. Kitty Pryde is drugged and tied up, and her father is not being cooperative. So Yuki has to stop the car, berate her father, Kitty Pryde's father, and in the process, Kitty Pryde, who is a mutant and drugs don't have that very long of an effect on her, managed to escape the car, so Yukio has to chase her down, fight her down. It's quite the little battle that they have here. And then knock her unconscious again, so that they can finally make their way to this beautiful, this is the stronghold of Clan Yashida, this beautiful house, mansion. I don't know what you'd call it in Japan. I don't know what they call those. But it's gorgeous. Looks like a gorgeous place. And this is where they go so that everybody can heal and recover. And this is where we also find out exactly what's gone on with Kitty. So Ogun is a man and a demon. And he takes her soul and reshapes it into his own twisted image. So, not just her mind, her whole soul. So he's using her body, soul, mind, okay? And she, who is both mutant and X-Men, is now a ninja, the deadliest of killers. But she's kind of come more into herself, although she's still very much affected, experiencing after effects of the demon on her personality. So she's not fully 100% back to herself, but she is no longer at this point in time being controlled by the demon. Although the demon can come back and control her again very easily. So what we're focusing on in this majority of this issue is her training, Wolverine's training techniques, and he's got her doing things from raking a Zen garden, holding up a sword for hours on end, but also putting her through this very intensive physical training, like swimming in freezing cold water, for example. Yikes. Hiking through blizzards, just exercise after exercise, day long for hours. Oh yeah, and the hiking through a blizzard part, this was kind of cool. So there is some crossover. Obviously, this is the Marvel world. During this time, Logan finds out that Storm has been ambushed by federal agents. Logan can do nothing about that. Professor Xavier tells him this, but also during this hike that they're on through this blizzard, we are informed that this blizzard is caused by some magic thing involving Thor, because there's a blizzard all over the world, and that is the casket of Ancient Winters, which is I think one of the very first comic book reviews I ever did. Excuse me. So that was kind of cool to to just get that crossover of like, oh my goodness, you know, when you read through a comic book, especially the ones from like 1980s and back, if they make reference, they often will make reference to other storylines, and they'll tell you the issue and everything. And I was like, oh, I know this one. I read this already. So that was actually really, really cool. Well, Thor was dealing with the Casket of Winters. Logan is dealing with Kitty Pryde and the Red Demon. I just thought that was really cool. Because the majority of the time, I have no idea what they're referring to. So it was cool to actually get a reference. I also really like this one. This is like really tough, okay? It's freezing cold. They've been going through intense physical training. But what he says is, the stronger the body, the stronger the mind and spirit. Ogun caught her when she was sick and weak. So in order to give herself even a chance against him, she has to be in the top shape she's ever been in. And that's just facts. I mean, if you are physically weak, right? If you're physically weak, you're more prone to getting sick. And if you're physically weak on top of being like emotionally or mentally not in top shape, not at your best, you're also more prone to getting sick. Physically, mentally, emotionally strong, it'll be harder for people to take advantage of you. It'll be harder for you to get beaten down by any type of sickness. And he's super tough on her. She says she can't go on, and she wants him to help her go on, and he won't help her. He literally leaves her lying in the snow there. And he goes back to the house, and everybody's freaking out at him. Yukio, Kitty's father, and they want to go out and they want to look for her, and Logan won't let them. And there she is. She makes it back. So she is physically strong enough. She finds that she's physically strong enough. She is able to hold the sword for I think about 2 days. And yet, through it all, she doesn't have faith in herself, and she leaves to go back to the X-Men and hope that the X-Men and Professor Xavier can help her and protect her. She's very conflicted, though. Like, is she being practical and smart, or is she running away? I guess anybody would question that. And she's having some good thoughts here. So what if the X-Men can protect me from Ogun? How do I hide from myself? You can't. We've all been there. You can't hide from yourself. You can distract yourself. You can run away. You can try and change your environment, but you are still yourself. The important thing isn't erasing his influence. It's facing him, and through him, my fear of him. That's what has to be beaten, and there's only one place, one way to do it. Wait, so is she... Maybe I read this wrong. Oh, no, she was going to go back to the X-Men, but... Psych, she's going back to Tokyo, y'all. I missed that. Dumb. Come on, Megan. Read the clues in the background. Next is Courage. We have 2 more issues to see how Kitty Pryde handles Ogun. I can't say that this cover art is my favorite out of all of them, because it's not. But overall, like, I love this series. I don't know if I like this one more than the Wolverine miniseries I read. I'm not sure. But I'm enjoying it immensely. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed your weekend. Happy New Year. It's January 1st. Or is it the 2nd? It's January 1st. I will see you all Monday for Manga Mondays. Stop recording.